A very pleasant morning, children. Welcome back to the biology session. In today's class, we are going to continue with the topic the cell. So this will be the last session for the chapter cell. Okay, so in this chapter, we are going to see about the plant cell. Okay, children, let's move on to the plant cell. Both the plants and animal cells are eukaryotic in nature. Okay, so all the plant cell and animal cells are eukaryotic in nature, and they have a well defined membrane bound organelles, and they are larger in size. Okay, children, so you can see when you compare the plant cell and an animal cell, the size of the plant cell is larger in their size. Okay, and they are harder in nature. They are hard in nature. Okay, so the plant cells are larger in size and it is hard in nature. The plant cells have a cell wall in addition to their cell membrane. So you can see the cell membrane. Okay, children, so this is the cell membrane. In addition to the cell wall, they have the cell membrane. And they have the chloroplast, which contain the chlorophyll pigment. So this is the chloroplast, and they contain the chlorophyll pigment. And they have a larger vacuoles. Okay, so they have larger vacuoles. So plant cells have chloroplast, which contains chlorophyll, and they have larger vacuoles, and centrioles are absent here. So you cannot see the centrioles. Centrioles is present only in the animal cells. Is it clear, children? This is the structure of the plant cell. So they are larger in size, they are hard in nature, the cell wall is present along with the cell membrane, and they have the chloroplast, which contains a pigment, chlorophyll pigment. So what is the use of chlorophyll pigment? So they help in preparing the starch by the process of photosynthesis. You all know very well, isn't it? Yes. So they have a larger vacuole. You can see the vacuole, which is very big in size. Yeah, this is the vacuole. They are very big in size. So normally in plant cells, the vacuoles are bigger in their size, and here centrioles are absent. Okay, centriole is a structure which is present only in the animal cell. Is it clear, children? Next, we will move on to the animal cells. So this is the structure of an animal cells. So animal cells are generally smaller than the plant cells, as I said. So animal cells are smaller than the plant cells, and it is not so hard as the plant cell. Plant cell, as I said, it is harder, isn't it? But in the case of animal cells, they are not so hard as plant cells. And here one thing you can see, there is cell wall is absent. Cell wall is absent, but what is present here? Only the cell membrane. Okay, so here you can see the cell membrane. So this is the cell membrane. So only cell membrane is present, but not the cell wall. So cell wall is absent here in the animal cell. And here chloroplast is also absent because they cannot prepare their own food. Yes, children, animals cannot prepare their own food. Yes, so there is no need for the chloroplast pigment. So only the plants can prepare the by the process of photosynthesis, they prepare their own food. Yes, so they need the chloroplast pigment with the chlorophyll pigment. So, but in animal cells, there is no need for chloroplast. So chloroplast is absent in the case of animal cell. Next, they have a smaller vacuoles. What about in animal cells, plant cells? They have a bigger vacuole, isn't it? But here in this animal cell, they have very small vacuoles. They have very small vacuoles. and centrioles are found in the animal cells. So, what is present here? You can see the centrioles. So, where is the centrioles? It is here, you can see. So, they are the centrioles. Okay, the centrioles, you can see this. Right. So, this is the centrioles. So, the centrioles are present, and centrioles are more important for the cell division. Okay, so it helps in the cell division. So, centrioles are found in the animal cells. Is it clear, children? You have any doubt? Okay. Now, we will move on to the 3D structure of a cell. So, this is a 3-dimension cell structure. So, how does a cell look like and what is the shape and size? Can you see the above cell, the cell shows a 3-dimensional view. So, here we can see the 3 sides of a cell, and you can also view the size of a cell, shape of a cell, location and the organelles present in it. So, this is a 3D view, appealing because it is more like a reality. So, this is a 3D structure of a cell. So, in 3D view we can see the entire view of the cell. It exposes accurate size and shape and shows the correct location of the cell organelles. Okay, children. So, this dimension we call it as a 3D dimension of a cell. Is it clear? So, that is all. Next we will go with the components and their function. So, let us see what are the cell components and their functions and their special name. So, cell wall, what is the function of cell wall? It helps in protection and surrounds the cell. So, it surrounds and protects the cell and it makes the cell stiff and strong. What is the special name given to the cell wall? It is a supporter and a protector. Next is the cell membrane. So, it holds and protects the cell and it controls the movement in and out of the cell. So, cell membrane only checks it, whatever essential things are needed for a cell, it allows inside, whatever unnecessary it emits. So, whatever needed for the cell, it movement in and out of the cell is controlled by the cell membrane. So, we call them as the gate of the cell. Next is the cytoplasm. And cytoplasm is a watery gel-like material in which the cell parts move. So, they are suspended inside the cytoplasm. As you all know, the cell organelles, that is the membrane bound organelles, are suspended within the cytoplasm and they move on within the cell. Okay. So, we call them as the area of movement. Next is the mitochondria. They produce and supply energy for the cell, isn't it? So, we call them as the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. So, next is the chloroplast. So, as it contains the chlorophyll pigment, they help in capturing the light energy and they use this to produce the food by the process of photosynthesis. So, what is the special name given to the chloroplast? Food producer of the cell. Okay. Sixth is vacuoles. So, vacuoles helps to store the food and the chemical substance, that is, it helps to store food, water and chemical substances, and as special name we call them as storage tankers. Okay. So, they help in storage organ. Next is the nucleus. So, nucleus, what is the function of nucleus? They are the brain of the cell. They help in controlling and regulating the cell activity. So, as special name we give them as the control center. Is it clear, children? Then the next point is nuclear membrane. It helps in protecting and controlling the movement in and out of the nucleus. Okay. So, we call them as the gate of nucleus. Is it clear, children? So, that is all. We come to the end of the session and the chapter is also completed by today. Okay. So, this chapter is over, children. The cell chapter is over. The next session I will post you all the notes for this cell chapter. You please continue writing in your classwork and send me a WhatsApp image as PDF. Thank you, children.